First, we're gonna go over some of my works in progress for the last couple months, probably since January. First one, I literally just finished. It's a sock. I need to cast on the other one today. This is the Soma sock from the Sock Project book by Summer Lee. I've knit one pair and then this is my second pair. But honestly, my goal is to go through all these. It's 25 patterns and I had not knit socks before this. So I highly recommend that book. This is the Pressed Flowers pullover. This was a big undertaking and I did need a break, but I think I'm ready to dive back in after I finish that other sock. I'm not gonna leave that project abandoned. But this is using cotton yarn and I actually love the colors. The problem I'm running into is I read some notes on Ravelry and people were saying that they didn't like how big this sleeve was, I guess. And me and my little knitting experience, I was like, well, I'm gonna go ahead and get ahead of that. And so I did some extra decreases on the sleeve and then I don't know how to get it back on the pattern. I don't know if that makes sense at all, but I think I'll just wing it. The problem is I have to do a similar or same thing to the other sleeve. That's why I got frustrated because pattern wasn't lining up now since I did the decreases because it is mosaic color work. I'm still scared to try stranded color work and I'm really liking it. I just need to finish it. Last week, I got out my old block printing supplies and I made all these little patches. I made 3 different stamp designs. I love the flowers. I love the shape. And then I did this one, which is another floral. And then I also did this one. It's a little bunny. For this one, I wanted to make it into a little tag that I put on the clothes that I make. I printed a whole stack of different colors of scraps that I have. This one is on a very pale yellow linen, mostly linen scraps. And this one's more of a canvas. It's thicker cotton. I want to make little mini wall quilt and I want to put these in the center of the little quilt blocks. I think that would be adorable. I do have a project I'm going to show you in a little bit of a way to use these. Another thing I want to make, I haven't even started on it so I don't even have anything to show you, but I'll put up a little picture here. I want to make some kind of knitting project bag. I have this bag, which it is a project bag. This is the bag that our sheets came in, so it is a little big for even my sweater. I want to make some different size project bags with a drawstring. I would like to have a drawstring on both sides. So I could have a smaller one for socks. I could have like some medium/bigger ones for sweaters and other things that I knit in the future. But I think that would be really cool to use these patchwork, some of those, and make them into kind of quilt blocks too, but to have these in the project bag. So now I'm going to move into the other room and show you a really exciting project that I'm about to start and another thrift flip that I did. The Craft Studio Tee by Matchy Sewing Club. I can put a better picture. This is literally just the cover photo from the pattern. But this is a free pattern. I don't know how long it's been out, but I just discovered it. And I thought that my first iteration of this project would be with this vintage tablecloth. I actually thrifted it on accident. I thrifted a picnic basket that I really liked, and this was in the bottom of it. I no longer have the picnic basket, but I held on to the tablecloth. It is true vintage. I don't know, it has no tags on it, but I folded it in half last night. I cut out my pattern. You can kind of see my faint chalk lines just to even see if I had enough fabric for this. So I'll probably have to do a version without the sleeves, which I would prefer it with the sleeves, but this is gonna be the top and then the bottom hem will have this like cute little ribbon detail at the bottom. I don't know. I'm just excited to work on this and I finally have the perfect project for this tablecloth. This is the project that I mentioned earlier. The problem with this shirt and the reason why I don't like it is that it has this patch on it. I don't love the colors. I don't love the shape. So I thought I could use my brand new patches that I just printed and put it on the pocket and just cover it. I decided that I'm going to use the bunny one and I love this blue with the white. That is my next project. I need to figure out how to turn this into a patch. I did want to mention one more shirt that could fit into the whip category. I thrifted this one. I want to say it was $2 or $3. And the reason why it was so cheap, I think, was because it said Nanny's house or Granny's house. I think it said Nanny's house right here. Where this patches was a house embroidered. You can see it has these tulips down the button placket and on the collar. Right there, you can kind of see where there's embroidery. There's embroidery here, here. Haven't covered that one up yet, and here. It was honestly kind of sad because it was a grandma shirt and then it had 4 grandkids embroidered with their names. I was like, I need to rescue this shirt. I'm gonna take the embroidery off, but I want to rescue it. I think I thrifted this almost a year ago, and it took me so long just to like sit there and seam rip the embroidery off. Very soft. It has these really cute, almost pearl snap looking buttons. But I had the idea of just covering it with patches. So the reason why this is a whip, I have worn it, but I'm gonna continue to buy patches, make patches, and put them on there. I just wanna quickly go through the patches I have. This one is from Etsy. It's my name, obviously. This is a little piece patch. I think that's what it's called. I got this at my craft reuse store. This one's kind of random, but it says bless your heart, but I like the color, and I don't say bless your heart, but I thought it was cute. This was from Hobby Lobby, surprisingly. I don't have one to fill this little guy yet, but it's fine. He's on a pocket. It kind of works. And then this one I actually made several years ago. I made it originally to cover up a patch on a hat. I just embroidered it and then turned it into a patch by like kind of going around the edges. But I've made a couple patches like this in the past, but I don't really enjoy embroidery. I also have this little angel from my local reuse store. And then another one that I made is this little embroidered rainbow. This was actually just an embroidery that I didn't know what to do with. And I sewed this on with my machine. I just cut it out, basted it with a glue stick onto the shirt, and then sewed around it with my sewing machine. I think that's all the patches I have on here now. Yeah. Oh, I forgot. Y'all just saw a little bit in the back. I also used my new embroidered cutout to make this design on the back with a couple of lino cuts that I made. So that really pretty flower one that I showed you, and I made the little quilt star several years ago, and I just found it in the bin of my supplies. I don't want to just go on Etsy and just order a bunch of patches. I know I did my name, but I want to find them in the wild, make them so it can be just like 100% unique. No one has this shirt. First of all, no one has a shirt because it was Granny's house, but I'm excited to continue to add to this. So yeah, that's all for right now. It's been a week or two, and I thought I would do a small segment of what I've finished, what I've been working on. Really, I'm going to show y'all several finished products and then one thing that I'm working on. Last time we filmed, I think I might not have even started on this pair of socks. I think I had another pair of socks on the needles. I finished those, started on these. I have been a sock knitting machine. So I got these green socks done. These are again from the Summer Lee sock pattern book. I don't think these were a specific pattern, but I finished the Soma socks. I did my first afterthought heel, which was terrifying. Basically, you just knit the whole tube and you don't do the heel. And then when you're done with the toe, you go back and pick up stitches and then you cut into your knitting. It's scary, but I did it. It actually wasn't that bad. These are probably my favorite socks I've knit so far just because of the color. I think I want to knit some green socks in a rib because I love a 2x2 rib sock. But speaking of that, my current socks on the needles, I just cast these on yesterday, but I'm doing another 2x2 rib, which this was my first sock that I made from the Summer Lee pattern book, the sock project, but I love this yarn. And I also, after making this pair of socks, I decided that the first two that I made were too big. I was making a size too big. So I went down to the medium, and these fit much better. I wear Birkenstocks like 90% of the time, but I got these Gardenier clogs that I love, and I think they're really cute with hand knit socks. Those are my current socks. I love knitting socks. If you're scared of knitting socks, don't be. If you have the right needles, I do magic loop. So easy. So that is my sock projects. I haven't crocheted in a couple years, but I learned crochet before I learned knitting. And I really wanted one of those little sprouts to go on my over-the-ear headphones. I've seen people with them. You can buy them on Etsy, but I'm like, I can make stuff. I want to make it. I finished these in probably 20 minutes, and that was me not crocheting for years. I think they're adorable. They're really silly, but I love them. And I also made them where I can't remove them unless I cut it. I probably shouldn't have done that, but I just wanted them to be secure. So actually, the yarn that I used for these, I held this leftover green yarn. I didn't even use much of it at all. I still have a little ball, but I held this with a cotton green and white variegated yarn that I literally got at Dollar Tree like probably 5 years ago. But I don't know if you can see it, but I just think it's very cute. I have a few sewing adjacent or random, I guess fabric would be the category for this next section. But my husband is in seminary and he finished a semester. He's not done, but I like to try to make it a little bit special because he has a long way to go before he finishes his degree. So this semester I got him this little screenless digital camera. It's from Camp Snap. Bought him this, and then I was like, oh, I should really make a little pouch for it. And he requested me to use this patch from Addie Best Studio. I have a lot of these that I have purchased from her, and I honestly didn't want to use this for this project because I really like this pouch, and I was like, maybe I'll use something different. But then I felt bad because I'm like, he doesn't ask me to make him stuff very often, so I went ahead and used it for this pouch. But I did not use a pattern for this. There is the camera case. I have an update on my pressed flowers pullover. I'm not done, but I'm very close to being done. I'm ready to wear this. I finished one sleeve. It's done. I did the cuff ribbing. It's done. The other sleeve is probably like 80% done. It's pretty close to the end. I have been working on this kind of nonstop. I did make a couple of these pressed flowers kerchiefs, which is like the free pattern bandana like version of this. I made 3 of those. I really enjoyed the mosaic knitting, and so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and tackle the pullover. I love these colors. I cannot wait to be done with this and to wear it, but I don't want to rush it also because I really am enjoying the process of this. I think that's all that I've worked on in the past month, I would say. That is all I have for this portion. I'm gonna go work on this. Yeah, I'm gonna go work on this. Okay, bye. I really want to start including some different content in these vlogs, so this was my attempt. My husband got us these tickets to a coffee roasting event with a local coffee shop and roastery, and it was really fun. We got to taste coffees from different regions. They did a technique called cupping, and they let us smell the dry grounds first, and then they poured boiling water over it, and we got to walk around and scoop out a little taste into our own little mugs and just taste the difference in the different regions and how they processed and roasted them. Then we got to check out their roastery, and then afterwards we got lunch at that coffee shop because it's also a little restaurant, and I played bananagrams But Ben would not play with me because he was hungry. And then when we got home, there was this spooky looking rainbow, but it was really cool. So hopefully this attempt is good and I want to do this more. We're coming up on the end of May, so I'm gonna go ahead and end the vlog here and just show y'all updates on the projects that I've been working on throughout the video and throughout the month. First thing, very exciting, I finished my pressed flowers pullover. I was able to finish the other sleeve. Honestly, wasn't that bad. In total, I counted up all the hours and minutes I spent on it. It's 99 hours and I think 46 minutes. The one thing that I was worried about were the sleeves not being exactly the same, and that did happen, but they're the same length and the same width, but my pattern is a little off, and I'll try to show you here. This sleeve has more flowers. It just has an extra flower that I actually didn't include here, and it's just at the beginning of the round, and so that means it's like under my arm, and you can't really tell when I'm wearing it. Again, it doesn't bother me that much. Not worth redoing it or going back and redoing the sleeve. Not worth it at all. But it fits perfectly. It's cropped on the sleeves and the bottom, and I don't think I could be happier with it. It was really fun to work on, but I'm also glad that I'm done with it because I can start on a new project. Currently working on a t-shirt with this white yarn. I had so much of this white left over. I think I had 7 or 8 balls of the white. And it's just a cotton, so I thought I would make a t-shirt. This next one is another update from the last clip. I did finish this button-up shirt. I ended up using my machine to sew it. I know I said in that clip that I was gonna hand sew it, but I think it worked out fine. I actually already had this green thread in the machine, and so I ended up just playing around with the zigzag and making it really close together. And I actually glued the patch on. I cut it out like in the shape that I wanted it, and then I glued it on with just white glue, and it turned out great in my opinion. Okay, I forgot to film me talking about this piece, so here's the try on portion. I'm obsessed with this tablecloth shirt, number one, and I love it even without the sleeves, but the pattern was really simple to follow, and I'll definitely be making more of these tops. And it's also inspired me to look for more vintage tablecloths to sew with at the thrift store. And to me, it's the perfect length and shape because I love a boxy fit. I made the size large because I was looking at other people's makes, and I think it fits perfect, and I love it. The next thing is actually a new project that I started. I'm making another quilt. I've made a few quilts in the past. These are the Spaghetti Western Sewing Foundational Paper Piecing Western Alphabet, I think that's what it's called. But I decided to make an alphabet quilt with all 26 letters and only using fabric from my stash. But I have started this quilt. So what I did was take the pattern into Illustrator, and I laid out the quilt, figured out the layout of all the letters, how I wanted it, and then I matched up some of my fabrics that were in my stash to the corresponding letters and arranged them so they wouldn't be side by side with a similar color or on top of each other. And so far I'm having a lot of fun with this. I have done foundation paper piecing in the past, but these might be some of my favorite letters that I've done. Right now I don't have a deadline to finish this quilt, so I'm just gonna work on it. I do a couple hours of work every day. Each letter takes about an hour to an hour and a half. I'm excited to take y'all along in future months and show you progress of the quilt. Let me know if you liked this format, and I hope to make more videos like this in the future. So thanks for coming along. Okay, bye guys.